teacher friends. Today we're going to talk about when to use the L1 support or native language support in your classroom with your ESL students. So if you have beginning level students or intermediate level students, this might be on your mind. If you have more advanced students, you might not be too worried about this, but it is definitely still relevant to you. So our L1 support should only be used when needed. Otherwise, it becomes a crutch, and we do not want that because they do not grow in proficiency level if they have scaffolds and they're using them as a crutch and not growing. So only use it when needed. So when is this? So this is when we know we're not going to exclude other students from getting that support. So for example, if you have Spanish speakers but you have 1 or 2 Arabic speakers, we don't want to use Spanish if we don't have the Arabic available. So in my PowerPoints, I will usually put the Spanish and the Arabic in there with Google Translate, and when I'm giving instructions, I know a little bit of Spanish, but I will not use it if I have Arabic speakers in there or if I can't use a translation device with them, because I don't want them to feel left out. So definitely use it if they need it, if they're lower level, but don't exclude other languages. The L1 should not be used as the primary language of instruction. So if you're a Spanish speaker, if you're fluent, I am not at all. If you are a Spanish speaker, the delivery of instruction should not be mostly Spanish. It should be mostly English with some Spanish in there to support. So we can use it as support with instruction, but it should not be the primary language of support. So we can use it when it supports our students to get mastery of the objective you're working on. So if you know that your student can master this objective, they are getting it, they've got the content, it's just really the language is kind of holding them back, you can support with that language to help them reach that goal of your objective. So it could be your content objective or your language objective. So the L1 support, like I already mentioned, we should not over scaffold it or it will become a crutch. So we talked previously about over scaffolding. We want to use the L1 support, for example, at the beginning of the year when you have beginners. Yes, use it. Let them use it. Tell them they can use it on assignments at your discretion. But as their proficiency level grows over the year, you should be pulling it back a little. So you should be requiring them on some assignments not to use a translator, to try it on their own. So let them struggle a little bit, otherwise they are not going to grow. Head over and watch that over scaffolding video, and that goes in a little bit more in depth for over scaffolding. So 4 things that you can let your students use as L1 support in your classroom. So translator, Google Translate, or another translation device if they have one. Bilingual dictionaries, of course, and you want to get them used to using those, because on assessments at the end of the year, maybe not your language assessment or your WIDA assessment, but on other assessments for content areas, they usually can use a bilingual dictionary, but only if they've been using it and they're comfortable with using it. So they need to be comfortable during the school year with using those. Same language peers. Yep, use those buddies in class. Let them use them as support. Now, don't overburden your other students with having to translate all the time, but give them time to have buddy time to have their translation time. Bilingual word walls, that's another way. So when you use your word walls, put the translations in there for sure. I use Calderon's 7-step model, so in my PowerPoints I'll usually have the word and then I'll put the Spanish and the Arabic. This year I've only got Spanish speakers, so I just put the Spanish up there, but definitely use a bilingual word wall and make it interactive too. So that is all I have for when to use L1 support and what kind of supports that you can use in your classroom. Go ahead and head to the blog. There is a little checklist freebie in there for you, and connect on social media on Instagram and Facebook and our Facebook group to join our conversations. I hope that this helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.